Yeah. Yeah, that really does it. I mean, there's no explaining. It's just a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. Like, that's what it is. Bugonia stars Emma Stone and is about two conspiracy-obsessed young men kidnap a high-powered CEO convinced that she is an alien. From director Yorgos Lanthimos, the man that brought you The Favorite and Poor Things, we're talking his brand new movie, Bugonia. Walking into this movie, I didn't know what to expect because Yorgos' filmography is very wishy-washy for me. I really like Poor Things. I really like The Favorite. Then you get like The Lobster, which I like, but it's a little too weird. Then you have Kinds of Kindness, which I don't really like. I've watched it the one time and I never want to watch it again. So again, I just walked in this movie like, okay, another movie with Emma Stone. She works really well with him. Let's see what they can give us, even though it's coming out on Halloween. This is not a horror film, everyone. Do not go to this movie thinking, ooh, Halloween Day, scary movie. No, there's horror adjacent in this movie, but this is really a thriller, dark comedy, a little bit of sci-fi, but hey, let's get straight into the positive. Yorgos Lanthimos is a very, very talented and creative director. This film is beautiful. My God, I could not stop looking at this movie. The colorist, the lighting, it just looked so good in this movie theater today. It was so authentic looking. The aspect ratio that they chose for this film was perfect because there's so much dark in this movie that you fully think it's a full screen movie. It's not. And I just think this movie is gorgeous. The sound mixing, the sound design with crickets and the air, and like you could feel the sun rays in this movie. Like this movie was shot really well, and I don't believe there was any fisheye lenses in this movie, which is kind of different for Yorgos. He always does that with his movies, but with this one, I can fully say this is the most mainstream movie I've seen of his. I really feel like most people can watch this movie and really enjoy it or not really like it because like Poor Things is so creatively different and unique that people will just be like, it's too weird. This movie has its weird points. We'll get to it. But there is enough just mainstream ability about this movie that for myself, I think this is one of his best movies, especially just filmmaking style. I really enjoyed my time with this movie. But again, I don't love this movie, which we'll get into, but looking at this movie, it was just gorgeous. And once again, Emma Stone delivers an Oscar-worthy performance. I would be pretty shocked if she doesn't get nominated for Best Actress for this movie. She is fantastic in this movie as the CEO boss who I won't say is like a complete dickhead or anything, but she definitely gives off those vibes when you meet her very early on. And then once she's in this basement, once her head is shaven, which she did shave for real, I think she gives a very authentic, real performance. And by the end of this movie, she is very good without spoiling it. And I also think Jesse Plemons, who has always been super underrated in my opinion, he gives one of his best performances. He is our main character, him and his cousin character. Jesse Plemons, I hope, gets nominated for an Oscar. I know a lot of attention will be towards Emma Stone. She's already won 2 Oscars. But I feel like Jesse Plemons is really good in this movie. His authentic dialogue, his eyes, his acting ability in this movie, it's extremely well done. I think both these actors should be nominated. I think the movie itself might get a lot of Oscar love with cinematography. I hope the score gets nominated. Oh my goodness. I did not expect this score to be so, huge. It was so epic feeling. I loved it. It really fit into the story about they have 4 days until this eclipse happens, and they're like, hey, you're an alien. You can't convince me you're not. But this whole entire movie, you're like, Emma Stone's not an alien. She's just a person who is trapped in this basement with crazy people. And the messaging this movie is doing about bees, the healthcare system, I feel like one side is better than the other. The bees element, I really liked. It was so subtle while showing it off, more of showing, not telling. The healthcare crisis that they say more about this movie, I was not more of a fan of how they explained it. Again, it deals with Jesse Plemons' character and doing flashbacks in black and white. I felt like it wasn't as needed. I feel like just the dialogue they had could have been more authentic. Maybe just one flashback, but having it like happen 2 or 3 times, it just felt like it wasn't really needed. And how the messaging of the healthcare system and how this corporation deals with it with their clients and how the certain character with Jesse Plemons, to me, wasn't as strong or as subtle as I think the movie wanted it to be. That's just me personally, though. And then finally, without getting into the third act is fucking awesome. I mean, honestly, it's awesome. It's gory. It's different. It is the Yorgos you think it is going to be. Because I feel like people who are fans of him, you watch this movie, you can kind of predict what's going to happen. And I'm sitting this whole time, I'm like, I'm not leaving this movie theater until the credits roll because I know for a fact this is how it's going to end. And that's how it ends. I fully predicted it. Now, I'm not saying it's a negative. I'm just saying if you are a general audience and you don't know who Yorgos Lanthimos is as a director, you haven't seen his previous films, you just go into this movie blinded, you might hate this ending. You might say it's really weird. But for people who really like Yorgos, who know who he is, what kind of filmmaker he is, this ending is exactly what it needed to be in the best way possible. Honestly, I genuinely like the ending, but I have to admit, as a person that knows who he is, this entire movie, I was never on one side. Because the whole time you're like, is she an alien? Is she not? Because the entire movie is very grounded, realistic, and it has its funny moments and weird moments and character decisions that feel kind of like, whoa. But by the end, it is a Yorgos movie. And that's all I can really say. And then finally, overall, my last little note, I don't see myself rewatching this movie, honestly. Like, even though I do like it more than his previous movie, Kinds of Kindness, I think I might enjoy it even more than The Favorite. But I still think Poor Things is his best movie, but I do feel like this is a very strong outing for him. It's very just well done. It's got amazing performances by our 2 leads. I also like the cousin character. I want to give him a big shout out to. I forget the actor's name. He is also very good in this movie. And by the end, I enjoyed my one watch, but I don't know if I'm going to rewatch this movie anytime soon. I'm going to give Bugonia a B+. And to really delve deep into that note of rewatchability, it's a slow movie. It is. It's almost 2 hours long, and it's a lot of dialogue until the third act. The third act's got a lot going on, which was really well paced. Some people I could see probably saying it was a little rushed, especially the last 5 minutes. But either way, I mean, I enjoyed my time. I enjoyed my watch. I'm back on the train for Yorgos. I want to see what he does next. But if he gives me another Kinds of Kindness, I did not like that movie. But this one, I can take for sure. Anyway, guys, enjoy this movie review. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye, everybody.